Susie has tried to find a more sympathetic ear. Instead, she's found Jane Bolton.
You didn't go through 2 departures, no.
Because I didn't know.
Hello and welcome to our weekend release. This is the bonus podcast episode from Help I Sexted My Boss, where we see how much extra content we can squeeze into your week. Usually it's filled with random things that have been sent in and how our advice went down with you, our Gene Divas. But this week we have got, another very exciting guest to welcome onto the show, William Hanson.
Yes, it's someone we've spoken about before on the podcast, and clearly knowing our...
Sorry.
And clearly knowing our love for people with strong opinions and no-nonsense attitudes, she slid into our DMs a few weeks ago, and here she is. Maybe our guest can help us with producer Ben's continual complaining. It's Jane Lee, or you might know her as Jane Bolton from Airline. Hello, Jane.
Hello.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Oh, you're welcome. Very excited to be
so
here.
exciting.
So we were saying, growing up, William and I loved Airline. We watched it every week.
And I didn't watch ITV apart from Airline.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm blessed.
You were the exception.
Yeah, because there was Airline and the other one was Airport.
Yeah.
But Airline was well there.
Which was about
Airport was
Heathrow.
only one series.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Well, that was John Nettles, weren't it?
Yeah, that finished and it came to us.
How many
Eight,
airlines
I
did? Was it 8?
Yeah.
And what year did it start?
I think it was about 96, 97. Yeah.
What was it?
Yeah, for a long...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I believe you weren't Series 1, Series 2 you started.
Started in Series 2
And there was maybe one series at the end.
that I wasn't in
You
because
weren't
I had
in.
moved on by then to a different
Okay.
airport. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd gone to Aer Lingus.
I had.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 1 fan. Stalker.
Big fan. I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
And you were saying on your way here now, it's like there's been this resurgence on TikTok and
Yeah.
loads of like 19, 18-year-olds
Yeah.
asking you for selfies on the way here,
Mad.
weren't they?
Absolutely mad. Screaming out my name at Victoria. Like, they weren't even born.
Yeah.
So it's really weird. Completely bizarre.
Because I think you first entered sort of my zeitgeist again on TikTok with clips, the coffee shop one, which obviously is brilliant on every level. And then and I can remember thinking, gosh, someone on TikTok, how have they got, because archived TV from the 90s is really hard to find.
Yeah.
But I think we've put this link in our newsletter to Gene Divas, and I'm sure we'll do it again. There is a YouTube channel where they have put 4 series worth of Airline and also the Hotel Inspector episodes on this channel. I don't quite know how it works, but they've clearly bought the rights from ITV. And I wonder whether some TikToker has sort of clipped those up, stuck them out on TikTok, which is, of course, the Wild West of the internet. And thus, and to your benefit and everyone else's benefit on...
Yeah. I mean, I've got no idea. I don't even know. I mean, I'm 53 now. I've got no idea how it all works. I just know that my twins came home. I've got 13-year-old twins and a 15-year-old came home from school and was like, oh, Mum, you're all over TikTok. This is really cool. And then my nieces came around, who are in their 20s, and said, you need to put something on TikTok. So I did the thing where I called the passenger a tosser under my breath as I walked away and they put it in. And I did some really awful TikTok. But, within a couple of weeks, that had 1.6 million views.
What?
And I'm like, what? What the hell's going on? But now my kids are totally embarrassed because they're at school and their kids are on their phones going, oh, your mum's on TikTok.
Oh.
And now they think it's horrific. But...
Well, that's the role
It's
of the
funny.
parent, is to embarrass their
Exactly
children.
that,
So
yeah.
no, it's fine. Watching, because my husband and I have watched back series 1 to 4 numerous times, and what is staggering is watching it now. Obviously, it was produced sort of end of the 90s, start of even pre 9/11 as well. But watching how people's expectations of the aviation industry have completely changed. I would say probably some of the customers that you dealt with famously on the program, do you think it's fair to say people wouldn't be that entitled or wouldn't come to airline desks around the world with those problems, like the person who didn't turn up with their passport?
Oh, I know.
And it was your fault.
Yeah, I think back in the day, I think you did get to see the worst ones, though, to be fair.
Yes.
And they did cut it quite well. I mean, I came across as such a bitch, I think, sometimes. However,
You came across
no.
brilliantly.
Well, I think out of all of them, I should never have said tosser, but there you go. But I think, nowadays, I think the difference is you don't have the staff there to go and ask for help. Whereas back in the day there was an abundance of staff. So, and of course, if you've missed a flight or something goes wrong, obviously you're going to panic and you're going to grab the nearest person that, to hopefully help you. And when they don't get the answer they want, it all kicked off, didn't it?
It's so good. And you watch it now and you feel like it's so different travelling now back then, isn't it? And EasyJet had just started, hadn't it?
Yeah, it had. Literally, they'd been going about a year. Yeah, they hadn't long been doing international flights, to be fair.
And geeky question here, because in Series 2, you're in that really lovely uniform, which I think was a Reed Aviation. Yes, with the lovely sort of almost Russian Cossack-style hat and the long coat.
And then I went into my orange
And then you
satin.
went into orange.
Oh, did they change it?
Yes. Well, I think I worked for a handling agent. So handling agents are what really look after everything on the ground. The airline pays them to do the check-in, the board and all the rest of it. And then EasyJet decided to go self-handling, or I was just put initially on EasyJet only. I think when it took off, I had a choice to stay with Reed or just work on EasyJet. So I just worked on EasyJet. So I wore
The EasyJet orange.
With,
But no, those
the bomber
lovely
jackets with Easy on the back.
Yes. Yeah.
Great.
But no, the outfit, the Series 2 outfit that you and
Yeah,
the
it's
other
lovely,
staff,
wasn't
it's
it?
really nice. I think they should bring that back.
Well, I don't think I'd get in it anymore, but...
Well, no, they can
Are
bring
you
back
still
whatever.
friends with anyone from the series?
Yeah. Most people are, to be fair. I think, when you work with someone on shift work and you're with each other so much through really bad days, like for example, 9/11 and all of that, you work really hard, but we used to have a pub called the Flying Club after work that was only open to airline staff, so that's the only place you could go and drink in uniform. So at the end of a night shift or a late shift, we'd all go there and get pissed every
Brilliant.
night,
Nice.
literally,
Yeah.
when you was on a late. So yeah, we all came very close, and yeah, thanks to the wonders of Facebook, in touch with hundreds of people that used to work with at Luton still.
And how is Katrina?
She's doing very well.
Yeah,
She's doing
good.
really well,
Okay.
thank you, yeah.
Good, yeah, because she was another very popular and
Yeah,
strong
bless
character.
her. She's still as mad as a hatter.
You were saying how many people used to watch it every night?
On a Friday, 10 million.
What?
I know. That's mad. Mental, isn't it? 10 million viewers on a Friday.
There's no non-sport shows that get that now.
Isn't there?
No, I can't.
I think though as well, to be fair, there was only about 4 channels back then.
Yeah.
So you didn't have a lot of choice.
No.
So you had to watch it in
I
a way.
think your peaks are Strictly, Saturday Night Takeaway, I'm Celeb. They'll probably get about 9, maybe 10 now.
Yeah.
10 million.
10 million, I know. Mad.
For a half-an-hour show as well,
Yeah.
which is
Literally,
incredible. Yeah.
We've got some listeners' questions for Jane. Are you
Yes.
happy to
Yeah, go
answer
for
them
it.
for us? Go on, William. What have we got first?
No, you've only got the sheet, so I can't.
Oh,
actually-
is it? Oh, okay. Well, I'll go first then. Is it okay to clap when the plane lands? That's from Cathal, Catherine, and Josh.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
I mean, seriously, what do you do if it doesn't land? I mean, you don't clap when someone makes you a coffee.
No.
No, I think that's mad.
No, it's the minimum expectation of a pilot, really.
Bloody hell,
Isn't
well,
it?
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I hate it. Actually, I recently flew to Lanzarote on holiday, and they did this. They did it then, and I was like, oh my god, really?
Why? Because was it bad turbulence?
No, nothing wrong at all.
No, if it's been a difficult landing, I can perhaps understand it
Yes,
slightly.
totally. But normal landing?
No.
Clappy handies? Not, no.
No. We recently went to Benidorm.
Yes, I saw.
Yeah, I was forced. And on that plane, they clapped. It was only a little ripple, to be
Was
fair. It wasn't a full
No, we had
clap.
a full clap situation.
Yeah. Okay, but we've heard it now from
Don't
the
do
Queen
it.
of Aviation, no clapping.
No clapping.
Okay. How do you get a free upgrade? Quite a lot of our listeners wanted to ask.
Well, obviously with EasyJet you don't, because it's all first class, obviously. I would
No,
say...
the upgrade's doing another airline.
Yeah, I mean, I've got an upgrade before, many, many years ago, but I think it's a case of being bold enough to ask. You know, when you get to the aircraft, just ask them, are there any spare seats in first class? Maybe lie and say you're on your honeymoon or some special occasion. Maybe not lie, or maybe do lie, who knows? But just ask.
We have a friend, Chelsea, who does cheap holiday advice on Instagram, and she always says when you book a hotel, and I guess this works for an airline as well, when they say, is it a special occasion? She just writes, yes.
Absolutely.
She's like, yes, it's a special occasion. I'm checking into a hotel. And she's 9 times out of 10, that gets her an upgrade. Just by saying yes. You don't need to do any more details.
Yeah, go for it.
Lee, Sarah, Faye, Kat, Amy, and Andrew want to know what is the worst experience you've had with a passenger and how did you respond?
Well, I wouldn't say that it was anyone that was angry. Well, actually, I think there's 2. Can I do 2? So there was one where a family were late for a flight and they told me they were going to a funeral, and I bent over backwards to get them on the flight, and we did get them on the flight, and then they told the cameraman as they were going through that they were lying. I think that's a horrific lie to make. And then the second one was quite funny. So when you've got something in your bag that isn't supposed to be in your bag, or let's say something normally goes off and it's vibrating, it comes back as what's called a level 4 bag. And you normally say to them, if you've got an alarm clock in your bag or an electric toothbrush, you give them the benefit of the doubt to think ahead and think, oh my God, shit, I need to sort myself bag out. But it was a really classy businessman, married businessman, going to Amsterdam.
Obviously.
Oh my God. And they opened up his bag. The first thing they pulled out was a gimp mask. And then the biggest dildo I've ever seen. Just he plonked it down and I just went, oh my God. And he said, oh, you looked really shocked. I said, well, I am. Yeah.
Wow.
A gimp mask and a massive dildo?
Yeah. Wow. On a business trip.
And do you keep in touch?
No. No.
What? Quite a few of our listeners have also asked, did you ever work as cabin crew and were you ever interested in doing that or not?
No. I think with the experiences I had, with all due respect, sticking me in a metal tube with them for an hour and a half, no, thank you.
Do you think air travel's getting worse now? A lot of people have said it post-pandemic, that it just seems to be, like, not the actual airlines, like the behaviour of passengers and stuff. It feels like it's getting...
Yeah, I think it depends where you go. I think if you travel to Nice, it's a different class of passenger.
Yes.
I think if you're going to Ibiza or somewhere like that, you've got a lot of younger groups, you've got hens and stags, and obviously for the families that are going there or the elderly, it's a little bit overwhelming. But I think, more people, they drink too much probably at the airport before they get on the flight, don't they?
Yes, now Jordan is obsessed with having a pint at the airport before any flight at whatever time of them. Oh, you as well?
Oh, God, yes.
Oh,
Start
Jane,
your
come on.
holiday.
Yeah, thank you.
No, it doesn't matter.
Even
if
at
it's
5 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah.
Well, I was just going to say 3 a.m, but yeah, totally.
Start your
It's just
holiday.
one. Don't get drunk.
Yeah,
You're not allowed to be
always-
drunk on the aircraft. Obviously, that's an offence. But I think that's when your holiday starts.
Yeah.
To me, the minute I'm in that car going,
Okay.
I don't have
ready.
one. Sometimes on the way back, I don't have one.
no. On
'Cause
the way
I'm-
out, always.
I'm on the way back. That's it. Your holidays over. You've got
Yeah,
work the
it's
next
boring,
day.
yeah.
But on the way there, pints.
Don't you do that?
No.
Oh.
I'll have a gin and tonic
I was
when
going to
it's
say,
up
do you
in
have
the
a dinner?
air.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Not before?
No.
Why not?
Well, unless it was, not at 5 o'clock in the morning. I might consider one after 12
But
o'clock.
what if your flight was 5 o'clock in the morning?
No.
Oh, my God.
No.
Oh,
No, because I want to
would
be
you?
sober, because it feels weird. I mean, I do come in here and drink at 9 o'clock in the morning when we
Yes,
record.
you do. That's a point. You get
But
smashed
an
in
airport,
there.
there's things that could go wrong, and you've got to have your wits about you, and there are lots of other people, and
Yeah, but
Maybe
not
it's
after
control.
one, you're still all right.
you
Well,
haven't met
maybe.
me. No.
Go on, do
How
another
many
question.
ones?
We've got
Okay.
loads. This is so good. Thanks, Jane. Thanks for coming in.
Hells has asked, technically, now, you could actually check in from a coffee shop.
Yes, you can.
Yes. Which is...
You can check in, but she didn't miss check in. She
No.
missed boarding the bloody flight.
Yeah.
You still can't do that.
And this was the entitled lady that's gone viral, isn't it?
Oh my
Yes.
God, that poor woman.
No, I know, but, come on.
How
She would have
terrible.
signed a waiver, so, I mean, I think it's...
Yeah, I know.
I think
Gosh,
it's
how
fine.
embarrassing.
What
also
was
what-
it again? She'd been in the coffee shop.
She was
She'd
going off...
gone to the coffee shop after check-in. We had said to her, you need to go straight through to domestic departure. She was only going, I think, to Glasgow or somewhere.
Glasgow.
And, she sat in the coffee shop watching the screen. And obviously, that's not where
What
you
I
board
also
from.
love about that clip, I mean, the narration is brilliant. She was looking for sympathy, instead she found Jane Bolton, which is great. But also, I mean, I appreciate I have a slightly more unusual accent, but her accent is beyond parody. I mean, I thought originally when that was the first clip I saw, just before your big renaissance, or the start of your renaissance, and she's so posh. And I thought, this must be a spoof. This must be like a Come Fly With Me clip.
Yeah,
but it's not. It's reality is often funnier.
It is.
So
Poor
that was
thing.
good.
Yes,
and
just goes to show.
so many people have asked, why do airlines overbook flights?
They never used to years ago.
Hmm.
They are allowed to now because on average, not during peak seasons, but on average, sometimes 10% of passengers don't turn up.
Oh, really?
Which is extraordinary, because if I've paid for something, I'm going to turn up.
Yeah, a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many good questions here. Chloe says, was there anything so shocking they couldn't show it on Airline?
Probably the gimp mask and the dildo.
Oh,
Did they not show that?
No.
Oh, no. Okay.
Oh,
No,
did they not?
no.
Oh, okay.
And I think there was other things that were burst. We had passengers that threw luggage at us and spat. They didn't show that.
What, really?
Yeah. You never
Oh,
got to see
God.
that.
We have so normally on our podcast, on our Tuesday episode, we do dilemmas and we agony aunts. We don't normally do dilemmas on a Friday, but we're going to do this dilemma. This is from M, and I shall read it. We'll have the music. Hello, William, Jordan and PB. I wanted to share my nightmare trip home from Paris. We ran into trouble getting to the check-in desk at the airport, which meant we were running late. Our flight was boarding, but we had two 23-kilogram bags to check in. We ran to the desk with our oversized suitcases filled with wine and cheese, of course, but we were told we could not take it through. All the liquids were confiscated in our big suitcases, and then they told us to hurry to our gate. We ran like raving lunatics there, only to be told that we could not take our suitcases on, even though this was not specified going through check-in. So in panic, I asked if we empty our suitcases here and just take the contents, can we get on the plane? They reluctantly agreed to this, so we got some plastic bags from the shops and proceeded to empty the contents of our suitcases into them, ready to board.
What?
Emptying my contents onto the floor in front of many passengers was the moment I felt my dignity die. Anyway, I want to know, if I'm running late for check-in, what can I do? All the best, Em. I feel that we could have just asked you that last question without that lead-up, but I'm sorry about that, Jane.
I can't understand how they let her on with all that luggage, first of all, in carrier bags.
Yeah.
Because the bag would have been tagged and taken off of her at the gate. So that's really weird. But there is no answer to that apart from get there on time.
Yes.
You know, you can't expect to turn up late and everything to be easy peasy. It's not how it works.
We've never shared this recently since post our Benidorm trip, but when we were at Gatwick checking in, our bags were on the same booking, our suitcases were on the same booking, and obviously there's a weight limit. Mm-hmm. And Jordan decided, because he was over the weight limit, because I put my bag on first, to just lift the bag up off the belt, the self-check-in, to slightly con the computer system.
Can tell the lad out of Burnley.
What do you think to that, Jane?
I can't say anything because I flew from Gatwick recently and I hung mine slightly over the edge, so it didn't weigh it all either. I didn't have to lift it, just slightly over the edge.
I just lifted it slightly.
Yeah.
And it went through.
You need to find somewhere where there's no stop.
Yeah. We've got, right, we'll do some quick fire ones because
Cool.
so many. Matt says, what's your biggest pet peeve when it comes to passengers?
Yeah, just expecting you to bend over backwards when there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
Jimmy says, do you miss the job? Would you go back?
When I left, I was an operations manager. I'm not so sure if I'd go back to that. I do miss the job though. I miss the people.
When you fly EasyJet, do you get recognised by the staff, says Rory?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to get a free tea though. Staff tea, nothing else.
Oh, free
I
cup
know,
of tea.
boring.
And Rebecca says, have any celebs complained at the CS desk and properly kicked off?
No. I had one who wouldn't take her sunglasses off at check-in and we had to for passport checks, but that's about it.
Who was it, can you say?
No, I can't.
Oh, go on.
No, I
You
can't.
can tell us off mic.
She's a model anyway, let's just put it that
Oh,
way.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is the customer, this is something that I want to ask, obviously we have the expression the customer is always right. The customer's not always right, are they?
No. You just got to convince them that they are right by giving them an option they don't really want, really.
Yes, I think that's nice words to live by. So Luton Airport has obviously changed quite a lot since you were there. Have you been back and done the Luton Dart?
No.
No, it's called Dart.
What is
It's the shuttle, basically. It's
Oh.
the slowest thing.
Bus, isn't
What,
it?
from the station?
Yeah, it's from the car park or something. Yeah, from the station to the airport. And it chugs along and it's called the Dart.
Oh, well, that's obviously not improved. Even the staff travel buses were like that from the car parks.
Right, okay.
Were they?
Yeah, it was awful.
Was Luton Airport new when you first started there?
No, it was the old tiny one. And then while I was there, they expanded, but it's expanded again since
Yeah,
then.
it's massive now.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's very popular.
yeah.
I think it's only right that we watch some of these clips back, Jane. How do you find it watching them back?
I don't really.
Do you not?
Well, you're hostage now, so we're
Yeah.
going to watch these clips.
You're not listening to me.
So
She's
it
the manager
goes, so it
here.
goes Stelios, then
Stelios
her.
doesn't work here at the airport, obviously.
So
He
it
owns
goes-
the airline. He doesn't work here on checking in charge
So
of
it goes
the day-to-day
Stelios, then
running.
her.
She's the manager here at the airport. You
Okay.
want to speak to the
Yeah,
boss at the
get her.
airport, yeah? Please. I'll do as quick as I can if you don't mind. Do you mind ringing me on just 51? I won't get her at all if you're going to talk to me like that. Not at all.
I'm just coming over to the terminal now.
It's always one, isn't there?
Jane is losing her usual professional cool.
The thing is, you didn't hear him. As I was walking away, he was really shouting to me. But they...
Didn't show
I mean,
that.
Jane, I would have used stronger language than the tosser.
I
So
can't believe. I didn't think for a minute when you say things walking off that they'd keep that in.
no.
Toss it.
Well, that's what made it the popular success of the programme it was.
Can you remember, was it a long shift that day? Was it?
Probably not.
Probably. Oh, that's got to be the best one. Let's watch another.
But what fascinates me, though, with all of these complainers is that when on the rare occasion that I have had to complain, I would never go to that, because ultimately, you as the complainer want a favourable outcome.
Yeah.
That is not the route.
No, the
to
nicer
get a
you are,
favourable-
the more you'll get back.
Exactly. Good.
Yeah.
Put that on a
Hence why you
t-shirt.
didn't get anything.
Yeah. Okay, here's another one.
I am going home tonight. I'm going to have about 50 fags in the car on the way home. And I'm going to have a nice hot bath. And then I'm going to have a bottle of red wine. But I'm on my own tonight, so I shall be drinking by myself. Relieving the stress that way.
How do you like to unwind now?
I don't smoke anymore. Let me just put that out there. I haven't smoked for about 20 years. Gin and tonic. No, gin and lemonade. Sorry, I like lemonade
Okay,
in my
gin
gin.
and lemonade. Nice.
Or an
Have you
Aperol
ever-
spritz.
Have you ever had a gin and Debunking?
No.
That's what we have here on the podcast.
Oh, I think I saw you drink
Yeah,
that.
it's
Is
gin.
that what's in that glass?
Yeah,
Do
but
you
you
wanna
really
try
need
it?
it with ice. And I want if
Oh,
we're
I don't
going to
care
do
about
this.
ice. I think we ought to do one.
Shall we
Okay, we'll try and do one.
Let's get... Well, I've not drunk my one, so just get that one there.
By the way, I sell Tosser Keevings now.
Yes.
I've got one for you each.
Oh, have you?
Bless you.
Oh, thank
Tosser
you.
Kieran. Have you got one for Ben? Because he's the
I've got
biggest
Ben
tosser.
too.
Right, tried it. We've got your gin and Debunking there. I've not drunk any of that.
Gin and
so it's-
Debonnaire?
Yes.
Is this going to be my new thing?
So it's very strong, Jane.
What you're about to see is Jane Bolton trying her first ever gin and Debunking. So it's gin and Debunking, which is a...
1 part gin, 2 parts Debonnaire.
I don't think I'm going to down it like you.
No,
No,
don't down it, please.
it.
Oh my God, that's nice.
Thank you.
How many parts? What?
1 part gin, 2 part Debonnaire. Normally ice and a slice of lemon or orange.
It's good, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Queen Mother swore by that.
Can we get a bottle of Debunking for Jane to take home, please?
Oh, that's
We potentially
hot
have
going
run
down.
over. Yeah.
We'll send a
We'll
bottle
send you
out.
one.
Let's watch another clip.
Okay, here's another clip.
Jane Bolton has been called over to explain why Wanzhou can't board her flight.
An aircraft door has to be closed at least 10 minutes before departure to be taxiing down the runway to take off on time. It's an aircraft, not a bus, you see. We have to close the check-in. Do you know? I have to say, I don't know what's wrong with me today, but I'm not in a very good mood today. But it really does bother me when people don't turn up for the bloody flights on time. Because the bus was late. Because the train was late.
People like I would never
Why don't
think
they
of
give
setting off
themselves
just
enough
like
time?
set off an extra hour.
Well, I don't know what you... When I go on holiday, I'm here about 3 hours before my flight's due to go. And not only that...
I love that the clip there is Jane is me on every shift at work.
Yeah. People have done some nice captions. Final one.
What to do? It just didn't come up. I've been sitting there watching it for half an hour. He doesn't give a damn.
Just that way, there's an arrow. That's who we're in view.
Susie has tried to find a more sympathetic ear. Instead, she's found Jane Bolton.
You didn't go through to departures,
No,
no?
because I didn't know that. I thought that's where you waited and looked at the screen to find out what gate you were.
No, because I was actually sitting with him when he told you to go straight through departures. You have to go right through, you have to go through
I didn't
passport
know
control and
that.
everything.
I didn't know that.
So the next
I mean, why would
flight
I not
now-
go? You know,
Well,
I thought.
it's up to you.
But I promise you, I had a really urgent
Yeah, no, but
meeting.
obviously we can't board you from a coffee shop, so...
No, but I sat there looking at the screen, waiting for it to say
Yeah,
what
no, we
gate.
did actually say to you needed to go straight through to domestic departures. There's this big arrow there saying departures. You just have to keep following the arrow to departures, and then everybody, when you
But I
go
would
through
have gone
departures
if I'd
in the
understood.
airport...
What I'm saying is you really ought to make sure that people do understand fully, because that screen up
With all due
there...
respect, 138 passengers got on that flight this morning that haven't been here before either. So, I mean, apart from walk everybody else through and tell you where it is, there's not a lot else we can do.
Well, I agree, obviously I'm incredibly thick.
So,
Susie has finally accepted that the plane's gone. Now she'll go on standby for the next Glasgow flight.
But a coffee shop does not look like departures, I'm sorry.
That says Jane from Airline is an absolute icon, and I couldn't agree more.
We need WWJD. So unlike What Would Jesus Do, we'll have What Would Jane Do?
Yes.
And that should be on a keyring or a wristband.
I have got key rings with
You've
the
got-
iconic sayings. Tosser being one of them.
Fantastic.
It's easy if you get here on
Can
time.
anyone get those?
Yes, they are on my TikTok, Jane Bolton _airline. The link is on there, so yeah, they can have a look.
Jane Bolton.
And mugs and badges.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God, you got it all.
Jane,
And pens.
and
What would Jane Bolton
pens.
do? Pens.
Love it.
Jane Bolton _airline
Airline.
on TikTok.
Yeah.
It's just, this has been
great.
Amazing. I cannot believe actual Jane Bolton's here. And is it weird now that like there's been a resurgence and getting reckoned? And what do you do now? Because you do bakery, don't you?
Yeah, I have my own business. I make cakes, birthday cakes, wedding cakes.
Tell us,
children's pamper parties, Party Paradise UK, not in Luton, down in Surrey.
Okay.
But I don't. I'm quite busy anyway, so I don't really need to plug it. Plus, I work from home, so I don't really want.
What's your favourite type of sponge?
Bakewell tart.
Bakewell tart, nice. Yeah,
coconut
that's
and
good.
lime.
Okay, what's your most popular one that you...
Vanilla.
Oh,
Yeah.
bit boring, isn't it?
Boring.
Yeah. Okay.
Before you go, can we role play? Can you pretend to be a difficult passenger for Jane, please?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Or do you want to also be a passenger as well?
Okay, we'll be passengers.
Okay. We're William and Jordan. We're on the way to Benidorm.
Jane, hi. I'm really sorry, but I think we're running late. The train got delayed. Is there any way we can get on the flight?
I'll give dispatch a ring for you, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to let you get on.
But
the train was running late.
Yeah.
And also
But
you don't have valet parking here at
No,
at
we don't.
Luton.
But unfortunately, that's out of my control.
Oh God. But please, can you get us on that flight?
1 second, and then I'll do what I sometimes used to do: pretend to make a call. The thing is, if you absolutely know it's a no and you know the aircraft's already gone, but you need to make a call. Hi, it's Jane. Yeah, I've got William Jordan here. No, sorry. No, thanks. No, they said no. Sorry, guys.
Jane, thank you so
you.
much for joining us. Always remember, you can listen every Tuesday and Friday. You can watch us on YouTube on Mondays. And you can share us on your socials all week. You can send your tales of trepidation to help@sextedmyboss.com.
You're doing the Tuesday.
Oh, God. Remember, if you've got a question or a story that isn't a dilemma or problem, or a strong female lead from a TV show, this is the place to be. So drop into our DMs on social media, or send us an email to help@sextedmyboss.com with anything that you want to share with us. We also love hearing back from the people we offer advice to, so if that's you, get back in touch with producer Ben. And for more Sexted news and nonsense, sign up for producer Ben's newsletter via sextedmyboss.com. Jane, thanks again.
Thank you.
Jane.
Thank you very much.